Welcome in and welcome back if you're returning. Today we're going to be talking about what I've been reading and working on for the first week of HRCYED 3.0. So to start off, this is my Kindle. I've been reading Gate of the Feral Gods by Matt Dinniman, which is the fourth book in the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. I've really been enjoying it. I'm about halfway through right now. Hopefully by the next update, I'll be all the way done and it'll be in the finished section of this video. But stuff just really got real. If you've read the book, you know what I'm talking about. But I don't want to give any spoilers. I will say that this one is definitely a lot more serious than the first two books, especially, and a little more serious than the third book. So I've really been looking forward to watching Matt Dinniman grow as a writer, and it's been a really enjoyable experience. I do have the physical copy with me today, but I've been reading this on audiobook. I'm currently reading Quicksilver by Callie Hart. This is not necessarily a book that I'm super into reading. I'm reading it for the elements prompt and also for the colors prompt. I am reading this book more because I feel like I need to read it so that I can understand what everyone's been talking about, more so than actually wanting to read it. I have not been super enjoying it so far. I'm not going to DNF because if you DNF, it doesn't count for HRCYED, but I think that the protagonist is kind of an idiot. The whole book kind of kicks off, the inciting event is her basically being selfish and dumb. And I don't super enjoy that. I wish that she had some clearer motivations in terms of why she did what she did instead of just selfishness and money. So it's not been a super good time for me with this book, but I am going to keep going. I'm about 10% of the way through on the audiobook, maybe 20%. And I've been kind of tag teaming with the physical copy when I feel like reading instead of doing the audiobook. The next book I've been reading is Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. This is the annotated Pride and Prejudice, so it's very thick. I'm going to be talking about this more in depth in a future video, but I will say that I'm over halfway through. Mr. Darcy has proposed to Elizabeth for the first time. She turned him down. So the book is starting to heat up a little bit and get a little more exciting. So that's been really fun. This is the one I'm working the hardest on right now. I've been focusing almost entirely on this book the past 2 days because I'm trying to get it done so I can move into reading all the adaptations. For HRCYED, I'm reading this for the region traipsing prompt and also for the characters to authors prompt. It's part of a chain that is this book and then Jane Eyre. It's somewhere in the chain of this book and Jane Eyre is on the chain as well. So I'm reading this one for 2 prompts as well. Next up, we have Sugar Run by Misha Marin. This one is actually a reread. I bought this book a very long time ago. This is our library's copy. I think I left it in a hotel room, and so I never got to finish it. So this is on my second try prompt for HRCYED, and it's also on takes place in states that aren't New York or California. So that is what Sugar Run counts for. The book is essentially it's a LGBTQ story. It's about a woman who gets out of prison and hooks up with this other woman, and they kind of drive around. I think I haven't gotten very far into it. I've just been reading it every now and then since I do have so many other books that I'm currently reading, but this one does count as one of the books that I have in progress. So far, I'm enjoying it. I really like the writing style. I have another book by Marin called Perpetual West, and that one is a signed first edition, and I really enjoy her writing style overall, so I'm excited to keep going in this one. So now I want to talk about what I've been crafting. First up, we have these heart socks that I've been knitting for my wife. I've made the first sock. It has a lot of ends that need to be woven in. This is what the inside looks like. but I have a lot of ends that need to be woven in, so, and I haven't done that yet because I'm going to block it first. I'm currently in second sock limbo. I have not been enjoying my time on the second sock. I did the first sock. I feel like that's an adventure enough. So I've been kind of bummed out about having to make a second sock. So hopefully by next week I will have a little more progress to show. I haven't been working on this sock as much. It's been living on my nightstand, so I'm hoping that by putting it in this video, I will be incited to work on it more. Next up, we have this tank top that I knitted. It's done. It just needs its ends woven in. It's got some ends on the bottom. I did work on this on sprints for about an hour last week and wove in a bunch of ends at the top because all of the edging had ends that needed to be woven in. So I'm looking forward to getting this all the way done. And it's a cute, like, cropped situation. And so I'm really hoping that it's going to be like a good summer wear. Then lastly, we have a quilt piece. I'm working on turning my church's stained glass window into a quilt. And so this is the center piece of our church's stained glass window. I have 3 pieces that are missing right here. The technique that I'm using is English paper piecing. If you look on the back, I switched to glue halfway through. So these are all sewn pieces and then these are all glued pieces. If you know anything about English paper piecing, you can either glue based or thread based. And so I switched to glue basting. I've taken the papers out of most of these, but I'm still waiting on putting these last 3 pieces in, and then I'll be able to take out the papers and I'll have a full panel for my quilt. And I've got about 6 more to go, as well as all the little pieces because it's a big rosette window. I'll put an image up right here so you can see what it looks like. But I've really been enjoying my time on this. This is all hand sewn, but I kind of put it to the side and a cat laid on it, and so now it's like all messed up. So lastly, I wanted to give a quick update about things that I finished recently. A book that I finished recently and kind of enjoyed was Bound by Ali Hazelwood. It's a standalone. It does have like a sequel called Unbound, but it's not really affiliated with the events that happen in Bound. And it's basically a paranormal dark academia romance, but you don't find out it's paranormal until about 30% of the way through. I enjoyed the male love interest. The female love interest was kind of dumb, and I did appreciate that the creature that is featured in the book, which is the male love interest, is this creature, is not one that we see very frequently, or I can't think of a single book that included them in like a positive light. I think this creature has been on Supernatural, but not positively. I think I ended up giving that book 2.5 stars because I did not think that it was super great. I ended up finishing it because I wanted the points for the Amazing Readathon. And then the book that I most recently finished was last week, and it was Is This a Cry for Help by Emily Austen. That book I gave 4 stars. It was a very kind of low stakes book about a librarian who just had a mental breakdown and is going back to work. And it kind of chronicles her time and her experiences going back to work at her local library. Some of the topics that it deals with include book banning and the culture wars and conservative values versus liberal values and stuff like that. I really enjoyed the book overall. I gave it 4 stars because the author's writing style is a little bit choppy for my tastes. The way that the novel was structured is that it had these very small scenes. And when I say very small, like a page long scene, little page break, page long scene, new page break. And the scenes are just kind of strung together. They're not necessarily all related, and they did move in like from the past to the present and stuff like that. So I ended up giving that one 4 stars. I would recommend it more than I would recommend Bound, but I don't know if it has an audiobook format. But that's everything I'm working on right now. I am hopeful that next week I'll have some progress and some finished objects to show you. I really want to finish my quilt top. I think I could finish it this afternoon, honestly, but I really want to finish my quilt top, and I really want to finish this tank top so that I'll wear it in the next video and we can have a little fashion show. But that's everything for my update today. HRCYED week 1 has been going well. I started on July 1st, unlike a lot of people decided to wait till July 7th, but I went ahead and started on July 1st because it's just easier for me to imagine things are turning over at the first of the month. So it's my hope that I'll have an update for you all every week about what I've been reading and what I've been finishing and working on in terms of my handcrafts. So if you have any questions, let me know down in the comments, and I'll see you next week. Bye.